The vibe in my part of Vancouver has been pretty nice. I live in a little community where everyone knows each other, so we keep the appropriate distance, but we look out for each other, and it's been fun. Uh, Other than that, I don't know. I'd like to report that I've been writing the Great American Novel, or at least an EP or something, but I haven't been able to. My band we finished recording like only a few months ago, and we're ready to release an album, and then now we can't. So I feel a little cock blocked, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a strange time for a lot of artists to process that, because as we've seen in the last few weeks, so many artists. Biffy Clyro, one of my favorite bands, a few days ago, they pushed back to later in the year. Many bands are either choosing just to go, here it is right now. We were going to do it in a month, but we may as well do it this weekend. But the bulk of them seem to be saying, well, we are either going to give you no date, or we're definitely pushing back 6 months.
Yeah,
because it's not just a record, right? Explain to people, you can just put a song out, yes, but if you've got an album up your sleeves, you've got a whole process and a whole plan around it. And if you could expand on that to those watching and listening right now, because it's not just, we'll put a song and go on a little tour. There's so much that goes into this, and that's why your livelihood is feeling, as you said, quote, cock blocked, end quote.
Well, yes, I feel like to put music out right now is a little bit like trying to start a fire with no oxygen. I think we overestimate how much the internet propels people discovering new music, and I think the internet kind of goes hand in hand with personal interaction with other people, and without that personal interaction, the flame dies. Didn't Childish Gambino release an album this week, and I've already forgotten. He's a huge and really he's a huge musician. I really like him, and I almost have forgotten that he did that, and that's because I'm not around anybody to be talking about music that's coming out right now. So it's so I think touring and traditional types of publicity are actually more important than we think. And so the fact that we can't do anything except for internet means that to put something out now is definitely an unproven entity, to say the least. But I think it's a bit dumb. I think I would love to put out music now, but I'd want it to be music that I am okay with just disappearing after this. So that's my goal, is to record an album that I could, like a special album just for this quarantine that I could release, and if it delights people, then that's fantastic. And if it just is a drop of water in the ocean, that's okay too. So yeah, like you said, like the to put out music when you can't support it with a tour or anything is it feels a little bit like you're wasting your efforts, especially when you spent a lot of time and a lot of thought. I mean, like I'm disappointed because the album that we have to put out is like the most exciting album I could ever imagine putting out. So, will it be that exciting in a year, or in 6 months, or in 7 months? I don't know. I hope so. But we'll find out.
Well, that's hard to navigate. A few quick notes on expanding on what you just shared there is, for example, the Gambino, that came out 3 weeks ago. I haven't even listened to it yet, which is terrible. I mean, I was aware of it after a week and a half, but haven't got round to it yet. And secondly, that leads into nicely why this show has sprung up, is if I can bring joy to 1 to 20 to 100 to however many people that come into it as it's happening. That's why I never advertise anything in advance. If I can spread some joy to those that might need it, if they just come and go as they please for a minute or an hour or whatever they want to do. But at the same time, there's a lot going on right now. There are hundreds of thousands of millions of people streaming. And I've said this to every guest that's come on. I found myself every day flicking through my feed and coming across someone like this morning when I woke up and I was just flicking through social media. I ended up watching a guy in Belgium cooking chocolate cookies because it's like 3 PM for him, and I'm like, who has come across this? How has it been shared, and why am I now watching it? I mean, it's awesome, but it's oversaturation. Man, it sounds like your cats are going crazy behind you. But at the same time, so if you put your song out, then there's no guarantee that it's there's no guarantee it's going to be seen or heard. And the other, what's going on behind you?
There's noise behind me. I'm in a completely silent room right now. That's strange.
Were you just moving the phone around or something? Have you got?
No, I wasn't even doing that. How's it now? Is it better now?
It's great now. Yeah, it was strange. It sounded like.
Well, yeah. Okay. I think I might have been fooling around with something.
Okay. Well, it's all good now. It's crystal clear now.
Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah. Gosh, that's all right. I was just like, are we getting attacked by ghosts through the phone? That was kind of eerie for a minute. Anyway, Lee, welcome. Don't worry about being late, but welcome, Lee. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, it's about spreading joy. At the same time, if you're going to launch an album that you feel you are, and I'm getting back to my point here now, because I was getting distracted. But you were saying, how am I going to feel about this album in a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip forward a year? That I can't answer for you. You can't answer in this moment either, because you don't know how you're going to age and mature, and your mind is going to wander or stray or hold on to the love and the excitement that you have for it. Because from what I've heard from speaking with Dwight as well, over the last, he was saying a few months ago, but I just keep stum about things. He was saying this is quite a big evolution for the Zolas. I mean, what do you want to? How do you want to frame that? You can share what you want to share, or don't share at all. But I know from just him, not having heard anything at all, but it sounds to me, and the kind of music I'm into, already knowing the ability that the Zolas and you can throw down. This sounds very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's not something that anyone else is doing, that's for sure. So it feels exciting, and when you're doing something that no one else is up to, it kind of doesn't matter what it does well, because it just feels good to break ground. So that's how I feel about this record. And hopefully it'll still feel groundbreaking when it comes out.
It would be nice if it could reach the groundbreaking performance and success of maybe a certain Richard Ashcroft, who I know you are a big fan of.